Welcome. Welcome to Unity, thank you, Elaine. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Springfield. We are honored that you have chosen to gather with us this morning. If you're here for the first time, we are delighted that you have chosen to be with us. If you are comfortable with raising your hand, we'll have the ushers bring you a welcome packet. If not, you can pick one up in our foyer. Unity is a positive, practical, open-minded approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus Christ and the power of affirmative prayer. We believe that all people are created with sacred worth, and we are free of discrimination on the basis of race, gender, age, creed, religion, ethnicity, ability, and sexual orientation. We honor all paths to God. Amen. As we begin our service, please affirm with me, Unity, wait a minute, what am I missing? Nope. Unity Spiritual Center, core values? Nope. Yep, okay, I guess I better do this. Together, we are loving, accepting, spirit-filled, and joyous. Our vision together, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission together, Unity Spiritual Center, is a loving environment that nurtures spiritual growth, while serving one another and the world. Okay. As we begin our service, we ask that you mute your cell phones. For those of you who have prayer requests, I invite you to hold on to them at this time. And our ushers will come and bring light our candle and our prayer box. And we'll be singing Surely the Presence, or saying it, one or the other. Thank you for bailing me out. We open the service by lighting our Christ candle, which symbolizes the divinity within each of us. And we also bring the prayer bowl that allows a vibration to weave us together and ground us in the power and presence of Spirit. Let us take this moment to go in prayer. I ask that you close your eyes and take a deep breath and exhale. Set aside all your worries, concerns, and that we may focus on the words that are spoken today. Dear Father, Mother God, we thank you once again for the opportunity and the privilege that we have to be here in this very day. As the phrase that has been coined, the idea of a global village. How we have been living in an era of information. We ask that you help us to understand that we are beyond the circumstances that are going on right now. we ask to have us be a beacon of light, of love, of change, that we may, from this point, open the minds and the hearts and radiate a light that goes throughout the globe. That you help us to transcend circumstances, environments, judgments. Give us the strength, the love, the light, the understanding that will enable us to continue to be children of light. And we thank you for this. Amen and amen. Okay. We have special music? Yes, we do. Slideshow. What? Sit down? What am I supposed to be doing? Daily Word. Thank you. It kept pointing at the screen. Okay, I got it. Daily Word. I got it right here, guys. Thank you, Mark. I'm a professional, folks. Don't try this at home. I bless the divine feminine in myself and in all others. Today is International Women's Day, a time to celebrate women's achievements across societies and cultures. It is also the time to celebrate the divine feminine, which blesses all people. When I honor the divine feminine, I am recognizing God as love, compassion, understanding, aspects that are present in everyone. The world is blessed by the contributions of those who embodied the divine feminine in their words and actions, from the stillness of protection to the softness of comfort and nurturing. I give thanks for the girls and women in my life, and I lift up and celebrate the divine feminine in its many expressions. I affirm the divine feminine awakens and expands in my heart and blesses and prospers all life. Give her a share in the fruit of her hands, and let her work praise her in the city gates. Proverbs 31:31. Music, Buddy Horn. Thank you for being here, brother. Formerly a pastor, hospital chaplain, and a hospice chaplain. Reverend Buddy embraces and pragmatic perspective of life's experience and believes that there are spiritual gifts in all things. His greatest joy is starting the journey of life with others. Welcome, Reverend Buddy Horn.
And thanks for your prayer, by the way. I don't know exactly what's happened since I was here last, but I felt this morning in the class downstairs, and even now, that there's been some tremendous steps forward in the spiritual journey. And not only have you grown new things outwardly, I think things have grown inwardly too, and it's beautiful to see it and experience it and feel it. I chose the title of Learning to Let Go because there are a lot of things we've acquired in life's journey that may not serve us anymore. And becoming aware of some of those things and making choices to let go of things is just a part of the journey. It's a necessary process. And it's not always easy to let go, but it's essential. I brought with me a book today, which I don't think I've ever spoke up here without mentioning a book. And today's no exception. This is called You're Redefining Moments by Dennis Jones. And basically, every moment of life's journey gives us an opportunity to mentally redefine our perceptions, our beliefs, actions that we choose. It's just the way it is. We're very dynamic. Recently, I heard that there are 10 million stars in our galaxy. Now, I don't know who counts those and what perspective you have to have, but it seems like a big number. But then I was listening to Mr. Brian Beck on the news or the weather in the morning, and he said that there are now believed to be millions of galaxies in our universe. Millions of galaxies.
That's right.
And we just look at a little bitty speck in the galaxy in which we dwell, and I'm like, wow, it's so big, and I don't have a clue really how big it is.
Yeah.
But not only are we a part of that, but everything's moving at the speed of light. Now, you're sitting still, I'm standing here, I think. My perception is I'm just standing still, mostly, but I'm hurling through this universe at the speed of light. That's letting go of an old perception or belief that as a child I might have, been content with that, but now it's like, wow, how do I step from that old perception into the reality of things, or the reality as much as I can grasp it? How do I do that? And I've heard that the same things that makes up our stars, we're made up of. The same elements. So in unity, we say a lot of things. Once in a while, a knowing slips through, and it goes from head knowledge to an inner knowing of things. We really are part of all that is. We're one. We're absolutely inseparable from the reality of the galaxy and the galaxies and the universe expanding, and we're part of that journey.
Yes.
Now, one thought that came to me many times this morning while I'm here is how significant this setting is, what's happening here, how significant it is. I don't think in our lifetime, or lifetime since you all have been here, there's been a more important time for you to be here, to be what you are, and to do what you're doing, to read the things you're reading and have the discussions that you're having. And I feel the same way about our facility down in Branson. We are extremely important. I don't say that from an ego perspective. I'm saying we're part of a great big thing,
Yes.
and the great big thing's not all well.
Yeah.
So it needs the medicine, if you will, that can bring about wholeness,
Amen.
healing,
Amen.
and that's what we're about. Do you remember many years ago now, if you worked with a computer, you might encounter a message that says, this file has been corrupted? Do you remember that? Yeah, that was about the worst thing that could pop up on your screen. Now it's more like your phone has been updated. And you're like, it doesn't work the same. I didn't do it. Why did it happen? So when a file becomes corrupted, if you will, go back to that era, the data which formed the file is missing a piece or some pieces. When I read that in this book, and when I read that, I thought, wow, that's kind of my condition. A part of me, has shifted from that beautiful whole love to something that has some missing components perhaps, or maybe some beliefs that don't serve me well, or some practices that don't serve me well. I've become kind of corrupted, whether I like it or not. Part of it's been lost, and that's a big deal. I argue with myself sometimes when I'm thinking about what I want to communicate and how I want to communicate it, and I had a little spat with myself right on this because I thought, well, we have the capacity or the potential, and then I thought, wait a minute, do I have the capacity? Or does every moment have the potential for me to redefine myself, to gain better insight into who I am and what I'm about? And I thought, well, yeah, I probably don't always have the capacity because of the programming and stuff, but the events have the potential. The events bring the potential, no matter what it is, for me to redefine who I am and what I'm about. And hopefully, through the events of life, I learn how to celebrate life more and fear less, and send thoughts of love instead of judgment at times, or at least catch myself if I start going the path of negative judgment. Say, whoa, I don't need that. That may have been an orientation at one point in time, but I don't need that. That's a corrupt file. I don't need to go down that path. So letting go of that one. I hear things. I heard that. Usually that means there's a problem in my life experience. So, sorry. We are fragile beings. I don't know how fragile a tree is or a rock is, but human beings are fragile, and we need something in order to be whole, and that something is love.
Oh, amen.
And
Amen.
Unfortunately, sometimes we come into this life experience in a situation that doesn't provide a lot of that. In fact, it might provide a whole lot of other stuff. I'm going to share a couple of experiences with you, and I don't think I'm unique. Maybe these experiences are, but I think every human being has gone through some stuff. When I was 2 years old, a lot of stuff happened when I was 2. Golly, I don't know why. I remember just my dad and I were in the house together, and my dad played the guitar, and this was the only time I can remember him doing this, but he played the guitar and he was singing something to me. And I was so connected and so joyful to be in that moment in his presence. And some guy came over, and they wanted to talk about stuff, and I don't know, for whatever reason, they didn't want me there. So Dad told me to go outside. Well, I was just having the moment of my life with my father, which didn't happen. So I didn't go outside. And we lived in an old house. It's a wreck, I'm sure. He had a chainsaw sitting over here on the floor, and he told me, he said, you go outside, I'm going to take that chainsaw, I'm going to cut you up.
Oh.
Yeah. He didn't have to say anything else. He reached out for the chainsaw, and I went out the door, and he picked it up, started the thing, and come out of the house, and I'd run around behind the house over the hill and got behind a stump. And he would come out and he was ripping this chainsaw up. That so traumatized me, and that I can remember being 11 years old, and he started the chainsaw because we heated with wood, and he needed to cut up some wood, and it just terrified me.
Yeah.
I was so traumatized that I couldn't help but just freeze, and fear was overwhelming, absolutely. I don't recall how I got past that. I did, fact, I wasn't long after that I was using a chainsaw, unsupervised. Not a good idea, but as children, we're pretty resilient, thank goodness. I wish we didn't have to be so resilient, but we are as children. We seem to can deal with a lot of stuff and let go of things when we're ready down the line. So that was not a good thing overall, but I've gleaned some things from that in years later. Another little event happened. I was 5 to 6 years of age. We were down at the lake and going to swim. My cousins, brothers, dad, and then I remember one of his cousins were there at the same time. And I could swim. I learned to swim when I was 2, out in Oregon, in cold water, really cold water. And but this day, I was walking out into the water, and I turned and looked back, and I didn't realize it, but I stepped off a bluff just underneath the water. And it panicked me, and I just started going up and down. And I couldn't even think to calm down. I just was freaked out totally, and cousins and different ones tried to come up from under me and help me, and they couldn't. And Dad finally jumped in the water and got me out, and in his own special loving way, slapped me on the bare bottom and said, "Now get over there and sit down." And that was it. There was no hug. There was no, "Are you okay? It's going to be all right." Nope. You see, Dad come from a very terrible situation. His mother and father split up. They had quite a few kids and no parenting skills whatsoever. In fact, there was a lot of really bad stuff took place. So he didn't know how to love. He hadn't experienced it, and he didn't know how to go about it. All he knew to do was strike out when he was upset, when whatever. And that messes up your file, if you will. So I remember sometime later, I don't know if it was 1 year later, whatever, we were down at the creek, and everybody was in the water, and they were coaxing me, trying to get me to get in the water. And again, that feeling of fear, I froze. And the more they encouraged me, the more I just couldn't do it. I just was a mess. But again, I don't remember exactly, there wasn't a single event that got me through that, got past that. The only thing I can imagine is that eventually I saw the other kids in the water, swimming, having such a good time. I just needed to be there. And eventually I did. I was able to get in the water and swim and enjoy that. But again, we're resilient beings. Now, what really troubles me is I know in my mind we're one. We're with the big O. We're part of oneness. We are part of the galaxy. We're part of the universe.
Amen.
Inseparable.
Yes.
But my internal experience has been messed with. And so sometimes I lose track of that, or I have lost track of that. And I think the goal of being here on Earth and being in whoever we are is to relearn that, relearn who we really are. And somehow or another, these experiences, in some strange ways, can lead us to that path. I know how much it means to love. When I had my daughters, I was very aware what I didn't get from my parent, and I was very aware of what I wanted to give them. And so I probably was a better father because of what lacked in my journey. And so I'm thankful for that. There is a gift in the most challenging situation. This idea of oneness, we say things like that, And it almost sounds like cliche, but let me share this with you. It was a week ago, last Wednesday, we go and exercise 4 or 5 mornings every week. And I've done it enough now that I count my repetitions and pay attention to the weights and stuff, so I know if I'm slacking or if I'm gaining ground or whatever. Well, this morning, I get in there and I start to do my normal stuff, and I just feel sluggish. I feel like I don't have the same amount of strength in me, and my stomach, I don't have a temperature, but my stomach's kind of squirrely. I don't know. It's like, and I almost feel like there's a little depression going on. And so I lessen the weights and lessen the repetitions, and I do what I can do, and I just say, well, okay, it's just one of those days. And Thursday, go back, and the same thing. I'm like, wow, I'm going the wrong direction here, you know? And again, I do what I can do, let it go. Friday, brother and I go down into Arkansas. And I love going down into Newton County and being in the woods. We get down there and start walking, and he and I normally we can walk miles and miles in the woods, and no big deal. Well, this day I'm kind of dragging around, and I realized the last time we were there, we walked 3 or 4 times that distance. But this day, I'm tired. So as we're going back to the vehicle, I find a big old tree that's fallen down, and I sit on it, and I just, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I'm so tired. What's going on? And we get back to the house, and okay. Well, the next morning is Saturday morning. I get up, and the news is on, and that's the night bombing took place. And it hit me. It was a redefining moment. We are one. Decisions were made earlier in the week. Actions are taking place. And I'm feeling negative effects of something that I had no consciousness of whatsoever. But my body was talking to me. My gut was talking to me. And I think our gut's much more intelligent than our brain. And I thought, wow, here we go again. Look, all these kids are going to be traumatized. And I can relate to some of that. Yeah. You know? How long is it going to take for them to live that they can let go of some of the experiences that they're going to have? But most importantly, it was saying to me, we really are one. We really are one. So it matters. If I choose to celebrate life and love, it matters not just to me, but everyone around this world. Amen. And it matters whether this spiritual center meets and celebrates and is open and loving and supportive. It matters way beyond these doors. It matters way beyond the doors of Branson. I don't know how many times this morning down in that book study I heard affirmations of our shared journey. It was amazing. I always loved that experience coming up here. But this morning it was just like one after another, things said. And I thought, wow, you know, we're in the right place at the right time. And we're thinking in the right ways. And we're learning to let go and not try to be in control. We're trying to be, just be. Because ultimately what we are is pretty amazing. And what we have to offer is so needed. So, it's not an easy journey. There's a passage in Luke where Jesus says to those that would like to follow him, he says, if you're going to follow me, they're going to harass you. They're going to take you before the religious authorities. They're going to take you before the political authorities. They're going to punish you, jail you, and some of you will die.
Oh, wow.
He didn't hold back. Now, I haven't experienced, I guess I have experienced some of that lesser stuff. But I haven't been beaten, haven't been jailed yet. And I'm breathing, so I guess I'm not dead. But I wonder how essential is it if I want to call him the way shower and I want to follow all of what he was presenting, can I truly continue to judge negatively? I think there's a need for discernment. If somebody's being mean, they're being mean. If they're harming someone, their file's corrupt. What can be done in what manner that is loving and supportive versus the desire just to punish, just to inflict pain on the other person? That's the problem with humankind now, is too many have adopted the idea that, if we just wreak enough havoc here, everything's going to be all right. It's never worked out, and it won't work out.
Amen.
It needs love.
Right.
Love is the only way. It's not easy, it's not comfortable, but it's the only way forward for us human beings. And I guess sometimes the extremes help us grasp that. Even in the worst of situation, it's a redefining opportunity for redefining who am I and who do I want to be and what can I let go of and what can I take hold of. Well, I hope you have a good sense of how significant you are. And I hope your redefining moments are more joyful than challenging, but whatever they are, they're significant. And whoever you are as you perceive yourself to be, you have a great gift to bring.
Yeah.
So celebrate it. Celebrate it. Say, I love you. Send love.
Amen.
And this is a stinky part. Send love to those which you most find challenging.
Yes. Amen.
Because that's what Jesus said. And that's what's going to change things. So I pray you peace, wholeness, and a sense of love and a sense of value. You're so needed in this day and time. Peace be with you.
Amen. Thank you, Brother.
So would you join with me in a time of meditation? Every breath sends out energy into this universe. Every thought And we have the capacity to choose our thoughts. Let us dwell in love. Love for all people. The result is healing and wholeness. Let us not be strangers to the truth of being, but surrender to the truth of being. And the Christ that was, is, and shall be. The reality is that Christ is within, ever being born, ever extending the gift of love. I pray that whatever trauma anyone is experiencing, there is a greater gift of love being experienced, transformational love, that hardened hearts will find a new path, love. Give thanks for the gift we have of being, for bringing people to our journey at the right time, for us being here when there is such a need for love around this world. We say yes to the Spirit. Yes, not hate, not judgment. Yes. We give thanks. We are so blessed. Amen.
Hello, I hope you've enjoyed today's service. I hope that it has touched your heart, that it has impacted you in a positive way and helped you on your spiritual journey. I want to let you know that this center is fully supported by the generous donations of people that resonate with our message. So I hope you will consider giving by going online and giving a gift and helping us to continue this message. Thank you and God bless.
Announcements. Fellowship Foyer. We have Fellowship Foyer is held once per month on a second Sunday of each month. And I think we need to get some volunteers for this coming month, so we'll appreciate if somebody would do that. Explorers Group, we had a great meeting this morning. We're reading out of the book, The Philosophy of Jesus for the World Today by Ernest Holmes. And we had a really good discussion down there, and we invite you all to come. A restorative yoga, Unity Spiritual, 3 weeks left of a 4-week series. So that's 11:15 a.m. on Tuesdays. Did I miss that? Was it Thursday? Okay, don't come Tuesday. It's on Thursday. Thank you. Next Sunday, our very own Reverend Eleanor. Keep her in your prayers. Keep Eleanor in your prayers, and she'll be joining us next week. Thanks to Sanctuary Flowers, again, Betty Ward, in honor of our all March birthdays, especially our beloved Donna Warren, who has entered our world on March 2nd. Did I say that right? Okay. That's it. Next. You can't get it to go. Thank you to our ushers, Sue Brown, Mark, thank you, Mark. Kelsey, again, thank you with the equipment up here. Elaine, I'm getting it. Elaine Johnson, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all you do. Absolutely. I'll give her a hand. Boy, she comes in here and sets everything up in the morning. And of course, you know who? Me. Well, thank you. And also thank you to our band. That was a good message, brother. That was a wonderful message. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Peace song. Let's all gather together.
And now let's join together in our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.